Good, Muhammad. Great rising, great rising. um, my bad. I was just looking at something on gold. So from last night, the only pair that I turned off, that we didn't turn off from last night was AU. And obviously, again, the reason for that is just moving counter. Only reason I kept it on, it was just because I was like, oh, trading counter. We know this is the pullback. If we could get a nice trade, we'll get one. But I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, right? Because again, we don't trade counter. And again, reason number one anyway would be, where are we right now? We're in the middle of the zones. So this is where the decision today is going to be made. If you notice already today, we're respecting these highs. Price has yet failed to break above these highs again. So the fact that price is already, 75% of the gap, right? 75% of this imbalance. This is where price could turn back around and go down. But again, putting the pieces of the puzzle together like we were doing yesterday, dissecting this from the daily time frame to the 4-hour time frame to the 30-minute time frame, right? We're projected to reach where? This high over here. Somewhere in the zone between this 4-hour high and the lines that we drew. So, with that being said, this is a pair that, again, I'm just keeping an eye on, right? Watching it go up. If it goes up and it continues to go up to our zone, then perfect. We'll start looking for our trades up here, right? On the other hand, price is still making lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows, right? In the external movements, right? External structure, we're still seeing lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Overall, we want to see that downtrend. So right now in the internal structure, just basing this off the 30-minute time frame, what's price doing right now at this moment? Price is still making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So where we're at now, where price is still making, price did close above here, right? But it's just testing it. We could still call these equal highs, right? So with that being said, price is still making higher highs and higher lows. So we still don't have the confirmation of, hey, this is where we're gonna have our pullback, because it looks like it's gonna be a lower high. So let's get in, right? That's not trading, right? We gotta look at structure. We have to look at what price is giving us and what price is doing right now. So that's the reason we're skipping AU. CHFJPY is one that we had marked from yesterday, right? So there's two things we wanted to see. We either wanted to see a price come back down to these lows, and did exactly that, right? Came back down to the low because there was an engulfing candle here, right? Now, the only thing, if you really look at it and you pay attention to details, did we retest the 30-minute engulfing? No. Look how close we were to that. So this is where technical analysis, this is where, again, structure comes in. You really have to understand the rules, right? And this is why. Price failed to test these lows. So what does that mean? Right? The market makers gave price the option to reject these lows, right? Making this once a strong low into a weak low, right? Because the zone was already retested and started going up. Instead, what did the market makers do? They went down, right? They created, again, an imbalanced candle, a fair value gap, or a order block, a gap in the market, right? They went down into the zone, rejected the low, right? They were like, nah, we're not gonna get these lows, right? We're gonna play with you guys, right? Because you also have this imbalance here, right? And we're just gonna go up, right? But what happened yesterday? Before we created this fair value gap, market makers gave price an option. Hey, you have these highs that you could play around with. And what can you do? What we were also looking for, the break above, the retest, right? We were looking for one or the other, right? Yo, and these cocksuckers didn't even do one of them. They have two options, We were looking for two options, either the break above the retest to continue to go, or the pull back below the pull to retest the zone to then continue to go. You and these cocksuckers are still just doing what? Just consolidating, right? So now, again, collecting the pieces of the puzzle together. Let's put two and two together. Price rejected the highs, didn't break above the highs. So what does that mean? That price is still not ready to go up. Price is still moving sideways, right? When you're looking at structure, just looking at candle closures, yeah, you could still see lower low, lower high, lower low, and then you get up here, right? When you're looking at the candle closures, you would say, oh, but this is a higher high because it closed above. But these candles are never a break of structure, so you're still within the same highs. Equal high, higher low to the bottom, right? So the fact that we never got a retest to the bottom, the fact that we never broke above the highs, what could the market do again? The market could go right back down again to then come back down here to go up, right? Or the market just could go right back down and just consolidate, right? At this point, we have no confirmation, right? Because since this is still a strong low, price could still come back down and then make it a weak low to tap into it to then go, right? But because we also rejected these lows, price could still just be doing this up here. Oh shit. Right? And this is what we're looking for price to just break, retest to then go to the top side. So again, it's still one or the other, but once you understand where you're at, you're not gonna get faked out. You're not gonna get trapped into these, oh, we're gonna start getting into buys now, right? Because no, you're already too late. If you didn't get into these entries early, right, you were done. That's it. Maybe you got in a trade here because they gave you a nice double bottom neckline retest, right? But TP number one, since we never broke above the highs, this is not a strong entry. Price could still come back down, right? I hope this is making sense. Let me know if it isn't. I'll try to explain it another way, right? Because we have no confirmation that price broke above the highs, this pullback is weak, right? The fact that we still didn't pull back into our lows and this is still a strong low, price going up is still weak. This could just be the pullback, right? And that's what we're trying to not get into. I don't really like getting into the pullbacks because when I get into entries, I like getting into entries that go right into the entry zone and then go straight into take profit. Because again, every move we make in trading, guys, is calculated. Everything is calculated. There's not one single move that we don't make that's not calculated, right? Because right now you guys are so antsy about, oh my god, but we need to know the entries. We need to know the entries. Okay, cool. You know your entries, but when are you getting out? Right? What good is an entry point if you don't know when you're gonna get out? Right? Because price on CHFJPY, to give you an example, right, moves 106 pips. 106 pips is a lot, but in the essence of the example, we'll use 106, right? And the market already moved 130, and you got in the trade, right, thinking that it was a good entry point. Whatever the case is, you just didn't look at how much the market really moves, the ADR. And then what happens? Boom, price rejects or price reverses or price just comes consolidation, just moves sideways. And then you're like, oh, why did that happen? And then you start blaming the market maker saw your screens and shit like that. So understanding all these tools allow you to get into every single position with 100% certainty that if your play works out, it's going to work out. So with that being said, where am I taking profit, right? So I know that STP is 81, right? Let's say price breaks above, right? Let's say this is the entry that we're looking at. So we're going to get 81 pips from the bottom to the top because we're looking for price to go up, right? And we know that 81 pips is up here. Perfect. Somewhere here. But what do we have around this area? The 800 EMA. The almighty 800 EMA. So I'm not going to be greedy. I'm looking at my rules. What can price do around the 800 EMA? Could respect the 800 EMA and go right back down. Perfect. I'm not going to play with that. Chilling. So 81 pips, I'll collect a good 75. A good 75 pips. Right? Flat. Nothing bad. So we already know where our entries are. We already know where our exits are. right? But we need to look for our confirmations. Again, these buys up here are very weak right now because we still didn't break above these highs. These buys are still weak down here because we still have a strong low that price hasn't tapped into. I hope that's making sense, guys. I really do. Um, but anyway, let's keep going. Right. So right now we know that these entries are not valid yet for CHF but we'll wait on it. We'll see what happens, right? We're either getting 75 pips today or we're getting 25, 22. We'll see what price wants to do. Right. Euro USD still right, looking good. Exactly what we've been drawing out since last night. So I just gave you guys an example of what I think is gonna happen, drawing out, and I just get and yesterday's, last night's session. This is exactly what's playing out. So waiting for USD to break. Well, your USD already. Well, this break, yeah, the 4-hour break, yeah, that'd be the safest trade. And the same situation for CHF right? Yeah, whatever. We could have gone for the full 46 pips for the day. That's literally the retest, right? Safest trade is up here, right? And the reason that is, remember, always put all the pieces together, always, right? Counter trend, we had 3 days of drop. On the third day, gave us a drop rise, right? Remember, if price really wanted to, yeah, we said, right, oh, it gave us a sweep. This was a good entry for yesterday, the engulfing candle, right? This was beautiful, especially after the sweep, right? The only thing with Euro USD that again was going counter with our rules is the fact that we had 3 days of drop, and on the third day it gave us a drop rise. So price could always go lower. It could always shoot back down, right? So again, for me, this entry here is still, I would consider it a strong low, right? A weak break, right? I would consider this still weak structure. And the reason for that is in the daily time frame, right? When we're looking at the daily time frame, looking at market makers pattern, right? At one point we were at the low of consolidation, safety trades going up, right? Price starts going down in the 4-hour time frame. We saw that it gave us a change of character. These lows down here, right? There's an imbalance here, right? There's two strong green candles, the double bottom, the neckline, the break. Is this where price could give us this external pullback for this double bottom to go back to the bottom of consolidation to give us a safety trade to then go right back up, right? I could see that happening. So the fact that I was putting that together, right, and then just looking at structure, obviously too, this is where we had the 30-minute, right, the break, the low, the high. So we're trading between this low, right? We had this break. So technically speaking, right, when we're looking at these little moves here, yes, we could say that this was the entire lower low, lower high, lower low. We could say that because it did give us lower low, lower low, lower low. But it's such a small zone for a pair that's been moving relatively pretty big, right? Pause. I still want to consider that right now we're trading between lower low, lower high, and this lower low is the change of character, right? If we make this the change of character, then we already know that if this makes a lower high somewhere within the zone, right, where again, if we start putting the pieces together, what do we want to see on Euro USD, right? If we want to see a pullback right back down, right, we'd want to see that. Zoom out on the 30-minute time frame, right? This is where you can see structure a little bit better. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Where would you want your lower high to be? Right, somewhere in this area, right? Exactly where I have the drawing at, right? To then go where to the next zone to make another lower low somewhere within these lows over here, right? Where again in the daily time frame is just a retest of the neckline, right? And if we need to add a better line, I will. This was with a drawing with the highlighter too. So where would the neckline be, right? I would say lower low, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? But because these candles are together like that, I'd put it here. So 30-minute time frame, that's our zone. That's where our projected next low is going to be. So if we don't get that push, obviously if price continues to go up, we could go into the internal structure and start looking for price to go up. But again, relatively the safest place to start looking for buys on Euro USD would be up here, because we know that we're still trading between here and here, right? Because once we get here, right, we know that this is where the next decision making is going to be for the market makers, because this is where that previous break was, right? And then when price gets here, this is where price is going to say, okay, we could either break or retest to continue to go, right? But if they continue to go up, the next decision making is up here. And look how close the pullback from here to here is from the top of the day. So again, the safest trades when you're getting into trades like this are always at the bottom, right? Or you can get the nice retests. Anything after this is already, especially when you're in especially when you're in a pullback. This would be a completely different story if this was a higher low, right? If this was a higher low point going into a higher high, it would be completely different. But the fact that we're still lower low, lower high, lower low, this is where people get trapped, right? When they forget that step, when they forget, like, okay, hold on, am I in the pullback or am I in the trend, right? Because if you're in the pullback, instead of looking for if you're in the pullback, instead of looking for 63, right? To give you an example, instead of looking for 63 pips, you'll be looking for half of that, because you're looking for just the pullback, right? And the pullback is 50%, right? The Fibonacci retracement, 50% Fibonacci, 50% of 63, about 30 pips, right? Simple. So did we do from the low, right? Just something simple, 30 pips. We did a little bit. We already did 46, right? Is this lined up with the pullback of where the retest of the 30-minute break is? Yes. Is it the pullback of when the 4-hour break was retested here in the 30-minute time frame and in the 4-hour, right? Because this was testing, right? Never closed below until this candle. So again, technically speaking, these lows were broken in the 4-hour time frame. So again, that's why you have to look at every single time frame. That's what I was saying here. Once we get to these, if we don't get these entries here, right? That's what I was drawing here last night. If we don't get these entries here to go up here, this is where we need to wait to see what price wants to do. Because again, you want to see price break above where in the 4-hour time frame. So this next hour, this next candle at 9, right, 9 a.m. is gonna be the deciding factor of what's gonna happen. You'll see. GU, I don't know where that was from. This drawing, right? We're still waiting for the sweep of the lows, right? We're looking for the exact same thing that Euro USD did, right? 1, 2, 3, sweep of the lows to go up is exactly what we're waiting for GU to do. 1, 2, today is 3, right? The sweep of the lows, and then this is where we're waiting. So right now GU is still nothing crazy, nothing really to look for. US 30, right? The entries for yesterday, beautiful, right? The 50-50 pullback. Right now price is still just, we had the 4 hours, right? The 4-hour low was swept, so we understood that, okay, price is still not ready to go down. We're still in an uptrend, right? So once we saw that in the 4-hour, we switched over to the 30-minute, right? And then this is where the entries were that we were explaining yesterday, right? And right now price is still making higher highs, higher lows, right? Gave us the break, right? The break that we were waiting for last night, the retest, gave us the retest, swept the lows here, and then started going up, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, to where we're at now, higher high. So we already made the highs of the day. This move during Asia and London, so I'm sure that we'll get a nice pullback. And we're reaching already the imbalance zones. So from this perspective, we'll just have to wait and see what price wants to give us. There's no the only trades I'll take here would be engulfing candles, the engulfing candle retest to go to the top. If we don't get none of that, then I'll probably just wait for US 30 to go. And USD CAD is moving sideways, so I just have this turned off as well, because again, this could be also, let's not forget, right? What could this structure be here? This could be a flag post pattern, right? Flag post pattern when price consolidates between 23.6 and 38.2 after you have an imbalance. So again, the correlation between USD CAD and US 30 is different. If US 30 is going up, USD CAD is going down. If USD CAD is going up, US 30 is going down, right? Vice versa. So the fact that US 30 has been trending up today, and US 30 has just been and USD 30 has been trending up, and USD CAD has just been consolidating, it's kind of concerning, right? Because we also understand that on USD CAD we have higher high, higher low, and we broke above the zone of consolidation that we were once in, and we made a higher high. And on the retest of that 30-minute break, not only did the break is the flag post pattern, but the retest is the 23.6 and 38.2 retracement, right? So am I expecting US 30 to continue to go up here after, again, it went into the fair value gap? This high, this pullback got into the fair value gap. It went into the imbalance candles, right? It covered 75%, right? And if we look at the fib, look at the fib. Where'd the pullback go into? 50%. 50% retracement. So again, there's a lot of story, right? But let's go. Let's keep deeping into it. So now that we're on the pullback of the 50%, 15-minute time frame, right? Did we get an engulfing candle? Yes. Green, green, red. Perfect. Red candles have top and bottom wick. Green candles have top and bottom wicks. Perfect. Green closed above the green. The red closed above the neckline. Did we get a retest? We missed it by a pip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a line again. Let's go. Wait, did we get one in the 30? No. Maybe in the 5-minute. Just want to make sure that we didn't get one in the lower time frame. Right, we did get one here. Green, green, red. Price respect. It was this pullback here. Okay. So let's see. Let's see if we could get price to pull back into the zone. US 30 should be a good one for today. I think. Okay. And then gold. So we already know US 30 is good for today still. And then gold still, right? We're consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. We finally broke above here. Right? These candles were this candle was a confirmation break. Right? Because again, all these candles test, testing, price came back down, testing. This green candle that went above was the testing. This green candle never broke, didn't go back down. It wasn't a testing candle, but it just never broke above the wick, right? If we zoom in, right, what I'm waiting for now is waiting to see we have the test candle, the confirmation break is another green candle closing above, right? So did we get a clean break of structure of the consolidation here? Yes. So this trade here is that Roger Banks special, right? Only thing I don't like about this trade, what is this engulfing candle, right? This engulfing candle would be a good zone for a retest, but the red candle doesn't have a wick, right? So the fact that we don't have a wick on this red candle, oh, it's a small wick. Okay, never mind. Let's rewind. It does have a wick. It's very small. I didn't see it earlier because I didn't. Yeah, it's a very small wick. So, yep. Okay. This is why we review our work, guys. That's a good thing we learned in school. Review your work. So let's see. we'll see what happens. All right, so um, we have the alert on US 30, so we won't miss that. GU still we're waiting for a deeper pullback, so still nothing really interesting to look at with this one. Euro USD, we're waiting for price to do what it has to do, right? Again, I'm not looking for any entries here. I'm just waiting to see what price wants to do. So Euro USD, honestly, I'm just gonna turn it off because I don't want to be looking at things that I'm not gonna enter at this point. 7:30, and CHF is another one that we're waiting for a pullback. So we should have some entries today, hopefully. If we could get price to give us pullbacks, if price could start moving again, everything is just either moving sideways or moving counter at this point. But we'll wait it out and we'll see what it do. Um, yeah, if you guys have any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll just be sitting here. We have some alerts set up for US 30. We're waiting for some moves to develop on gold, right? So GU, we're waiting for price to develop as well. Euro AUD, man, let that shit go. Now we're chilling, bro. Still, remember this engulfing candle, right? It's not valid because it doesn't have a wick at the bottom of the green candle, right? So still respecting the point of interest, right? You can see that at one point price still make lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. On this lower high, it created a green, green, red. But again, this is not a valid because it's at the low of the zone, right? When you're looking for an engulfing candle, you want to see it in the respected places, right? If you're looking for price to go up, you want to see the green engulfing at the bottom to go top. If you want to see price go down, you want to see a red engulfing at the top, right? Somewhere near the top. It doesn't always have to be at the peaks. It could be at the lower highs, right? You just want to see them in the lower highs, right? The fact that this gave us literally just in the lower low, right? It's not just, it's at the low of the zones. So on the 800 EMA as well. Um, but again, just this one, the only thing I don't like about it is, again, we're in the middle of the zone, still in the middle. This is what this box is here for, right? And then also what we already went into our point of interest 1, 2, 3 times. So the fact that we've already been testing these lows, right? We've already tapped into these lows. We've closed under, gave us a weak green imbalance candle, right? the fact that price already literally went 100% back into where price was at yesterday when we're looking at the Fib retracements, I'm not really, I wouldn't see this as a pullback to get into a trade. So price literally is just consolidating. Like the only valid trade to get into this would be if we could break above the highs. If we break above the high of the day, then we know we have clean traffic, right? Just to clean this up right here, right? And that clean traffic on this pair, if we could get into this trade, is still 40 pips, right? Which is not bad at all, right? If we're gonna ignore STP, which I'm assuming that wouldn't be the case for today, right? I'm pretty sure STP would be already hit, so we wouldn't look for this trade until tomorrow, right? So I wouldn't be comfortable taking this trade today. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, price consolidating. So at this point, if you want to be trading, just look at the 5 minute. What are you looking for? A change of character and a break of structure. Again, you have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then price started doing what? Consolidating. Right? Never broke below the lows. Right? Consolidating. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a change of character. Right? We're looking for the break of structure, and you can get in on the break of structure to continue to go up. And if you get in on the break of structure going up, right, which would be here, instead of getting 40 pips, right, you could look at STP number one. What's STP? Or you could hold for 73 pips. But again, I don't believe you'll get a trade today on Euro USD. But if you want to babysit it, you already know that's what you're waiting for. Had a chance to get in on Euro USD, but wanted to wait for the break. Yeah, the two valid trades are literally like I said yesterday, right? Two valid trades were the 30-minute break retest. Like, if you were looking at this, you had the chance to really get in. You could have gotten in again at 4 in the morning, right? You had literally all night to get in on this trade. Now anything else after this, yeah, after this now is just you have to wait for that 4-hour break back above. So you have to wait for the 4-hour candle to close in an hour and a half. And then you go into the 30-minute time frame. And if we get a break and the 30-minute time frame, you see that price is also breaking above, then you have again clean traffic to the top side, right? And we'll get 30 pips out of that. But if not, again, this is where the decision making is gonna happen, right where price is at right now. So yeah, it's already too late for that one. Right, GU, I'm still waiting for a steeper pullback, so I'm not getting into that one yet. US 30 went right back to the top, so let's see what price wants to do. Right, and then USD CAD also, since we know price is reaching our point of interest, start looking at structure. Damn, look at this shit. This was, damn, USD CAD moved pretty fucking dope yesterday during Asia session. So we had the change of character, right, which gave us this high. What time for mine? 5 minutes. Right? And this low, right? Because then it gave us lower low, lower high, right? I'm not looking at the wick, right? Lower low, right? Lower high, right? To then give us, right? So it gave us change of character, break of structure, right? On the break of structure, literally it went back up to our trigger entry, right? What's our trigger entry? The last red candle before the push up, or I'm sorry, before the push down, right? Price went up, retested the zone, gave us a nice entry with a 2 pip stop loss, right? To give us change of character, break of structure, right? Push 3 to where we're at now, right? And again, the fact that it gave us push 1, push 2, push 3 in the pullback, right? This is push 3, the lows that were made. Now we're waiting to see, this is where we want to start seeing price turn around, right? But again, the zones that we're trading in, right? Now we know we're trading between this high, right, and this low. Right, so for USD CAD, again, in the 30-minute time frame, right now at this point, we can see that swept lows. So now I'm going to be looking for an engulfing candle. We have an engulfing candle here. No, looking for a red, red, green. We have a red, red, green that could be made in 23 minutes. So we could keep an eye on that. 15-minute time frame. We had one here, right? But this is not a valid one because the green and the red don't have a bottom wick. In the 5-minute time frame, right? Not valid. Not doesn't have a bottom wick. Right? No, we don't have nothing right now. So still gotta be patient. USD CAD will turn that back on since we analyzed that a little bit. And so it kind of just gives us a little bit more confidence. Like, okay, if USD CAD looks like it's gonna go up, US 30 is giving us signals that price is giving us a pullback to go back down, right? We're just putting the pieces together. But today is what, Thursday? Today's Thursday. Price on US 30 hasn't given us the weekly reversal yet, right? When I'm looking at the 4-hour, how the 4-hour candle opened, right? On Monday, which is just the start of the week, 4-hour candle opened red, but it gave us a rise, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, normally when we see that 4-hour flip, gave us real pushes. Today, let's see what price wants to do. That 4-hour open candle is something I've been back testing with all the pairs for months. All my charts have it for months. So something that I'm still back testing, is something that I'm still learning about. So I'm not really 100% on it, but it's something I'm still learning. So don't quote me on that 100%. That's not something that I'm actively trying to teach people, but it is something interesting to keep an eye on. We'll keep it at that. So US 30, let's see what price wants to do here. Again, this is the 50% retracement, 800 EMA pullback, gave us an engulfing candle. Everything is looking good, right? We're looking at the 4-hour. The 4-hour again swept the lows. So could this still be what I was saying earlier? Could this be a fake out where price is just gonna be like, haha, we got your ass? Could be. We have no continuations. We have no turnarounds. So getting into this trade again is just very risky. Very risky getting into this trade. Price gave us a change of character, but didn't give us a break of structure. Right? If we say that this is a pullback, right, which again I wouldn't consider this a pullback, I would say this is just still all part of the trend. Right? The most comfortable trade for us would be the change of character and the break of structure. And the fact that we didn't get a break of structure, all we got was a change of character, and we got the sweep of the 4-hour lows. And right now we're considered to be in the middle of the zones. Right? It's just not in. This trade isn't in our best interest today. But we'll keep an eye on it. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on it. There's no doubt. Right? Because I'm gonna keep an eye on USD CAD too. So we'll see. So CHF JPY still at the top. Still waiting. GU still waiting. Because we still just gotta be patient. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So gold didn't give us the pullback yet. Just drifting away. USD CAD currently still going down. US 30 still going up. Remember what I said, right? This could be the fake out. Could be a fake out. Take a look at it. Price just went into the pullback. So let's see. If we were to take this trade, right? I get it. Stop with the alarm. Right? Would we be in drawdown? Again, I'm not taking this trade today. Personally, I'm not taking this trade. Is my setup present? Yes. But is my full setup with my whole plan A to plan B to plan C to plan D, is it playing out? No. Right? What's not playing out about this is structure. Right? Overall structure, we just have a change of character. If we were to, I'll give you guys an example, right? Let's say price would have given us a change of character, right? If price would have given us, you see how here it did a little higher, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. If this push would have just been one push, and they would have used this green candle down here to make a steeper lower high, to then make a lower low, right? To then where we had again, let's say this high was up here, right? For the sake of what this trend is. If our pullback of the BOS would have been up here, this would have been a solid entry, because not only is it at the 30-minute high, right? Because this would have been the 30-minute high, right? This would have been the 30-minute high. But then at the retest of the 30-minute high, we also have an engulfing candle. So that would have been 100% if we would have had a BOS retest, if this would have been a BOS retest to continue to go down, right? But the fact that this is only a change of character, and again, we swept the 4-hour lows in the 4-hour time frame instead of breaking through them, I don't believe that this is a valid entry for us today. But again, I could be wrong. Let's see. Right? Price could always go with the direction, right? And for the sake of that, I'm just going to leave this one in the 15-minute time frame, since that's where the engulfing candle is. We'll keep this pair here, and then we'll just take a look at the other ones. We'll turn it off here. So AU is still moving. Oh, I'm not even looking at AU anymore. CHF JPY still trending to the top side. Let's see what price wants to do. Again, these entries weren't taken because price never came back into the pullback of the zone. Right, so in this case, the only valid entry for us right now is to wait to see what price wants to do at these highs. If price could break, then we know we could catch a small entry here. Few pips, right? 22 pips, not bad. Right, so CHF JPY still waiting it out. GU still waiting it out too. We want to see price sweep out of the lows. Still haven't gotten the new lows for today. Waiting to see what price wants to do. And the only other entry valid point for us is going to be when price breaks the high of the day. Price could break above this zone, then we know we have clean traffic, right? Because that's it. The high of the day is also the high of the zone that we're in, right? And this is where the break is before the imbalance. So we know that we have from here to here, right, about a 30 pip range, right? And if we're looking at 65 pips is at the top of the zone. So you know our TP number 1, our POI number 1 is going to be here at 30 pips. TP number 2 is going to be at 40 pips, which is going to be STP. So let's actually recalculate that. I'll think it's 65. It's 56. So exactly, I was correct with the POI number 1. 56 pips is where I'd take profit in. Is it a coincidence that it's in correlation to where my POI was? No, it's not. Chart vision. So let's see what price wants to do. USD CAD, right? Again, still consolidating between 23.6 and 38.2, but price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs, right? So until we don't get that change of character, right, Until we don't get that change of character BOS in the lower time frames, price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. There's no trade for us, right? And again, that goes with correlation of US 30. Yeah, we could be expecting price to go down on US 30, but let's start looking at the correlation with all the other pairs that play a part, right? If US 30 is going up, USD CAD is going to go down, right? And the fact that USD CAD is still going down makes me believe that that US 30 trade, I'm not going to look at it yet. We'll give it a few minutes, right? We'll let it play out. What that guy says on those ads that I always see, you set and forget, set and forget. Right, and then we could look at USD-ZAR too. The correlation is also the same. If USD-ZAR is going up, then we know 30 is going down. If 30 is going up, we know USD-ZAR is going down. And the fact that ZAR is, again, correlation with USD CAD is similar, right? We have the imbalance candle, flag post, right? The only difference is that this high were broken. So technically speaking, on USD-ZAR, we have higher high, higher low. When we're looking at the 30-minute breaks, right? When we're looking at how the 30-minute structure would be based, right? We had this low, this high, this low broke, right? Or did it make a? I don't think it broke, right? We tapped into these lows, we broke above the high, right? Then again, we broke here, right? Which then gave us, right, this low, which gave us this change of character, right? Which then gave us this low that we're in now. And we know that we're trading between the high was tapped into. We again zoom in, we add a 30-minute box, right? 30-minute was tapped into. We know we're trading between that high and this low. This is a valid change of BOS right now. No, this is a testing candle, testing candle, testing candle, right? Testing candle, testing candle, testing, 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 testing. All these candles are testing because they're all still touching the zone. Right? We add a box. You see how all the candles are literally still touching the box? All of them. They're all testing candles. So yeah, all these pairs still have to develop a little bit more. Right, but we could already start pinpointing like, okay, price is just not ready to start moving yet, so we still gotta wait. We still have another hour and a half for NYC session to start. And then gold, right? We're still good, right? Gold is the one that looks the most appetizing. And again, the correlation, I'm not 100% on the correlation between gold and US 30. Recently, they've been moving similar whenever the trends happen. So also with that being the case, since right now gold looks like the strongest point is to go up, I'm also putting that in effect with US 30. Let's see. I want to look at it. So right now, set and forget, we would have been zero drawdown. We would be in profit right now, 15 pips. Right, but let's see. Again, I'm not taking this trade. I'm not taking it. I'm not doing it. Man, I'm fucking hungry today. What are we eating, guys? What's for breakfast? I'm starving. Yo, is that there's so much going on. Yo, there's is that look, this trade today going short just in understanding what US 30 is, guys. Right? Under really understanding what US 30 is. Right? What pair is it? What makes up US 30? The top US 30, right? Like let's too much news, guys, going on with the 30 companies, right? Disney, right? The Microsoft acquisition with Activision and PlayStation and right and Sony. Um, the shit with Disney, right? They just bought out um Epic Games. They're making a like a park with them. Also the propaganda shit and things that's going on with the Disney Plus, right, and the people and all the boycotts and shit that people are like. There's so much news, right? And this week alone, right, millions and millions and millions of dollars were sold from a lot of these top companies. So when we put the pieces and all of this shit together with the news that came out, everything, all these entries, right, it would just make sense to see a market correction, right? Because again, in one day we lost 726 pips on a pair that, right, US 30, right, on a pair that we do 373, we did 728, right? We went down a lot in one day, right? And the fact now that again that we could just put, okay, let's put the news aside and putting everything else aside and just looking at structure. Again, the fact that structurally speaking, right, market makers pattern speaking, the fact that we swept the lows in the 4 hour time frame, right, and price in the pullback gave us this already higher high, higher low, and it already gave us patterns that price is pushing up, would be very detrimental to even look for sells in a price point where price is just in the middle of the trend at this point. Very detrimental for this trade. So this is why I'm not getting in this trade. This is why I'm not very ecstatic about this entry today. Right? There's that one, that's that possibility where price is going to break, and that's why I don't like trading when there's probabilities involved. Right? And why is there probability involved? Because again, we have a change of character, not a break of structure. Right? So because a break of structure didn't happen, price could still give us a steeper pullback. Right? Instead of in a change of character, instead of looking for a pullback at the 50%, I'm looking for a pullback at the 78.6. So if that's the case, I'm looking for price to pull back into this zone up here. Right? So and there's so much to dissect in the charts, which is why you can't speed up the process of trading. Right? Could you speed up the process? You can't speed up the process of chart vision. Right? The only way to speed it up is if you're on your charts 12 hours a day. And again, I understand 90% of people who are getting into trading do not have 12 hours in a day to look at charts. Right? Not only do they not have 12 hours in a day, but let's be real, right? Who has the motivation and the passion to do that? Right? And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people drive off of. So, you can't speed the process. You have to just stick with the program, learn little by little, take your notes, and just rinse and repeat every single day. Everything else will come after. Remember, there's guys in this game that's been in this shit since the early 2000s, right? We're talking about people who started trading in 2010, 2012, who didn't really start making it till now, till recently, right? And that's the common theme with a lot of traders. If you listen to their stories, oh, I started from here and it took me 5 years, it took me 7 years, right? Everybody that I've always heard and that I've listened to their stories and shit like that, it's always like 5 to 7 years is their breakthrough. So if you're on month number 6 and you're already feeling like giving up, you still have many more 6 months to go before you even have a chance. Right? If we're putting the math together, right? That's if you're doing the bare minimum, which the bare minimum is literally just showing up to the charts in the morning for 3 4 hours and then showing up again at night for another hour and a half, 2 hours. That's bare minimum. But if you're in taking notes, looking at the charts all day, back testing, on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're back testing, watching videos, taking notes, right? Going over the pairs. What pairs gave you entries this week? Why are the entries valid? Why are they not valid? Right? There's so much you could do on the charts. So much. But again, you can't do a lot on the charts if you don't know the information. Right? And the only way to know the information is if you do the, if you do the homework, if you do your due diligence, take notes. That's literally the only way to learn it. It's pretty much just like school, right? You can't just show up to a class and they already had a week of notes. You show up on the second week, you didn't show up to class the first week. How are you gonna take the exams? How are you gonna take the pop quizzes with no notes? Right? Brand new class, you never heard of anything. Like, what do you know if they tell you, oh, what's a zone of consolidation, and you don't even know what a zone of consolidation is? Right? Something simple in trading. Right? If they tell you, oh, draw a higher high, higher low, and then draw the change of character when it starts making lower lows and lower highs, can you do that? Right? That's again just basics of trading. Forex one-on-one, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, right? If you can't do that, obviously you're not going to know how to do it if you never took notes. So, putting into perspective, right? Like, this is gonna, dude, it smells like cinnamon in here. It smells really good. What's going on? I want whatever is being made. One of my windows is open. That's crazy. So yeah, guys, this is why this entry here is just not valid. There's too much going on. A lot of fake outs here. So we'll see, and then you can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? Again, you're in a valid entry point when price taps into your zone and starts drifting away, right? And again, see that the entire time, right? Every single time we have an entry, that shit, we know exactly when we're in the right spot. So, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. My bad, guys. I'm back. I wanted to get my breakfast ready for today. I am hungry. All right, so gold. Take a look at 30. 30 went back into the zone. Take a look at that. USD CAD still going down. Gold. We have that there. RGU still going down. Perfect. CHFJPY, right? Reached the high of the day again. Reached the high of the zone. Didn't break above. Just testing it. So still waiting it out. Alright, so now that I've broke down US 30, right? What other pair can we just take a look at? What other pair would I be trading today? Wouldn't be trading USD CAD today. I'm gonna let this go. Gold, we have that on there. GU, we could take a look at just because we're still waiting to see what price wants to do. If price wants to sweep the lows and then go up, right? And the CHFJPY is also one where at this point the only valid entry we have is here, right? The only valid entry we have for here is for here to here, 22 pips. So CHFJPY, gold, and GU. Right? And then gold, again, the only entry valid point I have for gold would be if it comes back down to retest our zone. If we get that retest, then perfect. We have an hour and a half left, a little bit, an hour and 20 minutes left for NYC Open. Right, and then 144 is STP, so 144 STP should be up here. So still good. Got 92 pips out of that today, so let's see if we can get that move. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on my brekkie. Damn. I thought I was gonna come back to fucking gold giving me a pullback, but it just left. Doesn't seem like it's gonna give us that entry, guys. CHF going back down, right? Retested the highs. GU still stuck here at the bottom. 30 still in the same spot. We'll see. We'll see what price wants to do. The almighty gold. He's a killer. I ate my breakfast already. I made some croissants with cheese inside them. Rolled the croissants, cut them up, put them in the oven at 350 degrees for 12 minutes. They come out golden brown, cheesy, look perfect. Mmm. And I ate them already. Made 8 of them. Ate all 8. No shame. Will I have a stomach ache later? Maybe. Damn, gold, please. Give me the pullback. Damn, 8, yeah, 8. Yep, so gold left without us. That's okay. CHF went back down, right, as we said. Damn, GU also left. Right, let's see though. We still have the high of the day, still 8:30. Oh, we have news, right? No, I think we have news today. Either way, so we're chilling. Hold on. Oh, we forgot to look at news. Yeah. There's news now. Okay. So, okay, no, we're good. So either way, we have to wait for the news to pass. Wow, I completely forgot to look at news today. That's a good thing I looked, huh? What did US 30 do with that news? Right, perfect. There you go. Right, so reason number one we didn't take the entry, right? On top of everything else is the news, right? The news came in, took everybody out if you got in early. And then again, just reason number two is just where we're at in the pattern. So yeah, no, I want to wait for after the news. So either way, um, yep. NYC time is now until 9:30. So this next hour is gonna be very crucial. At this point, I want to just stay focused on one pair. And what pair that was that? Okay, cool. I want to focus on one pair and see what price does. The USD CAD went down, right? Went down to what? 50%? Almost hit 50% flip. So we already could see that the flag post pattern on this is already invalid. That's not what we're looking for. Right? So with that being said, we'll have to wait and see what price wants to do. Alright, so CHF GJ, or I mean GU, sorry, gold. Alright, so we'll keep an eye on GU here. Right, and then we'll keep an eye on gold here. Yeah, 8, but it was like the little ones, man. Like it weren't like 8 big croissants. It was like little mini ones. You literally eat them in fucking 2 bites. But eating 8 of those is like equivalent to eating like, nah, 4 definitely. Yeah, eating 8 of those small ones is like eating 4 regular croissants. So it's still. I was hungry. Leave me alone. What do you want from me? That's funny. Might get a tummy ache, but that's alright. Bum bum be dum bum bum be dum bum. Did we do 142 pips already? Almost. Alright, it's coming right back down. Damn. Gold missed it by a fucking pip too again. Let's see. See if we get lucky. Getting a bit annoyed? Why? Oh, hold on. I bet I have plenty of trades the next 2 weeks where I'm throwing hands. Getting a bit annoyed? Yeah. Nah, it's all good. We're still waiting. Price still hasn't tapped into a low. The 30-minute candle, which is the news candle, is still just going up and down in the same spot. You go to the 1 minute time frame, you see that here. So just gotta wait for this to to just balance itself out a little bit. That's trading though, man. That's the shit that you gotta get used to. This is the reality of trading. So like I've always said it, I'm like, man, like the way I trade, people are gonna fucking hate me. Trying to see if there's any more news with funding pips. Doesn't seem like it right now. Euro USD had an engulfing on the 5 minute, didn't take it, was waiting for it to break. Let's take a look. Alright, the 4 hour candle looks like it's gonna break already, so that's good. Alright, the 5 minute time frame had an engulfing. No, this is not valid. This is not valid either. This one is the valid one here. Red, red, green. This entry down here was good. The down one, I was on the charts. Yeah, it's all good. Oh wow. My funded FX is doing my funded crypto. They did a futures. They have the regular, and now they're doing funded crypto. That's crazy. Funded FX 7 hours ago they posted February 5th to February 14th. Total breached account 9,574. Total past accounts 2,711. Out of 11,000 people, 2,000 passed. On the 5th, breached accounts. Holy shit. On the 5th, 1,171 and the passing rate was 314. On the 6th, 968 failed, 270 passed. 1,000 people flat failed on the 7th, 268 passed. On the 8th, 1,181 failed, 357 passed. On the 9th, 1,021 failed and 302 passed. On the 10th, 11 failed and 1 passed. On the 11th, 27 failed, 4 passed. On the 12th, 1,001 failed, 314 passed. On the 13th, 2,023 failed, 630 passed. And 1,171 breached, 354 passed. Or 254 passed. That's crazy numbers. So at this point, gold gave us STP. So we're not gonna be looking for this anymore. Right at this point, I'm not really gonna be interested in it. GU and CHF JPY. Right, CHF JPY again failed to break out of these highs. GU is still here. Still gonna wait it out here on gold. We'll keep watching this until it hits STP. If it hits STP, we'll stop looking. If it doesn't hit STP, we still got 30 minutes at this point. Well, 40 minutes. GU back below the zone. CHF JPY, same thing. Gold still hasn't hit STP, missed it by a few pips the same way it missed the retest by a few pips as well. So we'll see if we get something going today. Funded Trader just posted their stats as well. This is good. Like, I love seeing this, bro. Like, cause this is just a reality check for so many fucking people. On the 13th, okay, yeah, new customers 1,120. Total breached account 3,721. Total pass 1,080. New customers on the 14th, 1,295. Total breach 2,036. Total pass 559. GU right back at the top. CHF JPY, same thing. Price just going crazy, guys. Going up, going down.
9 a.m., 30 minutes for NYC session, guys. Check DM on Discord, I got you. GU, close below. CHFJPY, close below. So still waiting, guys. 30 minutes left. If nothing happens in these next 30 minutes, then we will be done for the day. We'll be back tonight. Um, yeah, the 15 one is not valid. The 5 one is. That was the one that I was showing you earlier. My bad. Talking on the phone with my mom. Should I have taken it? Look, the only thing, like I was saying earlier, right? The reason why I wouldn't take that trade, obviously I wouldn't take it in the 15. The 15-minute wasn't, right? But if you're looking at the 5-minute, like I said, you could take that trade, right? Because again, technically speaking, we're looking for price to do what it's doing right now, right? To go to the top of the zone. So technically speaking, it's not a bad trade, right? It's not a bad trade at all, right? You have your engulfing candle here, right? Price went up, retested the zone, and went away, right? To go straight into take profit. So it's not a bad entry. It's really not. If you're looking at the rules, you're looking at change of character, BOSs, all of that was given. Break, break. This is the retest zone, right? And then price just kept going. So it's really not a bad trade. But again, for me personally, this is just a trade. This is not a bad trade because this is right. You got 30 pips, if so, right? About 30 pips if you took it from the top, if you waited for the candle, right? So it really wasn't a bad trade. You're just following this market structure that we have here, right? So now we're just waiting to see what these candles here, waiting for this to give us a clean break to the tops, or if price wants to continue to go down. GU still testing the highs. CHF JPY at this point didn't give us another entry opportunity, so nothing on there for us. Right at this point, STP is about to be hit in a few seconds, so I'm going to turn that off. GU is the only one right now that still hasn't given us the sweep, right? It hasn't given us what we're really looking for today, hasn't given us the break of the highs. Price has just been consolidating down here. Hasn't given us a break of the highs, hasn't gone back down to the lows. So at this point, still a waiting game with GU. And then gold over here still hasn't hit STP. Very close. Very, very close. So we'll keep an eye on this. Waiting to see what price wants to do. Alright, so yep, officially gold we are done looking at. STP has been hit. Take a look at the other pairs real quick. Right, Bitcoin still consolidating at the top. Oil went up, covered our 30-minute gap. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Right, we have 3 days of rise. On the third day, gave us a rise drop. So today I am expecting price to finish at the top somewhere. Um, ZAR still sitting at the bottom. Perfect. Gave us another 30-minute low. USD CAD ended up going down lower than exactly what we said was gonna happen. Right, US 30. We didn't take those trades. Right, it was a good thing we didn't take these trades. We were able to dissect why these trades and why this trading opportunity was not valid. If we would have taken the trade, our stop loss would have been hit. Right, so it was a good thing just being patient, being able to utilize our rules, and not getting trapped into those trades. GU still sitting at the top at this point. I'm not really going to be looking to take any trades. I do want to take a look at Forex Factory. We want to start looking at the news for tomorrow. We still have low impact news today, 10:30, 1 p.m. We have medium impact news, right? So this should FOMC usually does something to the market. So this is probably why we see price moving slow at this point. Um, Getting ready for tomorrow, we have news again 2 in the morning for GBP. We have news again 8:30 a.m. for USD. Oh man, my bad, I had to sneeze. And we have news again at 10. So tomorrow should be another day, and it's Friday as well. So Fridays I don't usually trade Fridays like that, but because the week was filled with news, I am gonna be active on Friday and I will be looking for trades. And then going into next week, we already know we have a bank holiday Monday, so we already know Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is gonna be correction, right? The corrections in the market. And then coming in for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we got news for Euro, GBP all day, right? In the mornings, early in the mornings, and then USD 9:45, 8:30. Friday looks clean. Then the last week of the month looks decently clean, right? Just one medium or high impact at 8:30 until Thursday. Friday's clean, 10 a.m. Right, so we'll get ready for these next upcoming weeks, guys, and we'll start looking for these trades. Right, we're looking good. GU's at the bottom of these lows. I am going to add an alert on GU once we get to these lows. Once we get to these lows, I'll be looking to take a trade down here somewhere. So that's today's class, guys. Nothing too crazy. Not too, not a bad day. Definitely was not a bad day. Um, any questions? Anything else you guys wanna ask? Anything you want me to explain? If not, we'll be out and we'll be back tonight. Yeah, today's Thursday, so we'll be back tonight, 7 p.m. Thanks, man. Of course, no problem. Appreciate it. No problem, my brother. See you later today.